Welcome, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. Happy Friday to you. We made it through the week. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and we have an amazing show for you guys today. Got to send a shout out to my crew over here, Salman, and always my brother, Jake Gravbrot, taking photos on the set. But we got an amazing show for all of you, and I just want to thank you guys for watching. Now is a great opportunity to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with anybody that you know could benefit from a good dose of Feel Good Friday energy. And as always, I just got to say, somebody is up in this space bringing amazing feel-good energy. My brother, G.Prez. What up, G.Prez?
Come on. What's up, sis? We back in the building, and this Feel Good Friday is feeling real good. Like, I came in and got just so surprised. The studio audience, I'm just so excited to have the young squad up in here, and always a pleasure to be back with you and the rest of the Converge squad.
Yeah, come on, man. It's a real deal thing. So today, we're going to start with G.Prez. He has, of course, you guys have seen this new bus clip. I got to get into it, my brother, and see how that's moving. But also, he's going to bring us some fire safety tips later on in the show. After G.Prez, I got to bring in my art queen of Converge. TDUB is in the building. We're going to be talking about Art of the Matter, her new show right here on Converge, and also a couple of other art installations out there in community that she's been able to hit up. And lastly, I'm so excited to be bringing in two teachers from Teaching with Love and Care. They are doing some phenomenal work out in the Federal Way area, South King County, and I'm so elated that we'll have Miss V and Miss Catrice on with us to wrap up the show. So we definitely have a full show today, G.Prez. I'm so glad, because the whole studio is full of kids today.
Yeah, lit, straight up. It's like, see, all my kids are grown now. My son's 27, my daughter 30. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready for the grandkids. I'm ready to see some little shorties. I miss being the cool, you know what I'm saying, uncle. And yeah, I'm so hyped to have them here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I told them, I said, look, we're doing this show special for you guys. So I'm so glad that they're all here watching everything happen live. But G.Prez, I got to get into this, bro. Man, you are constantly growing your business and really showing us what it means to be dedicated to business growth and to stay committed to community, man. Tell us about it, because we played the clip last week. We got to see this new bus. We have a tight show, so we're not playing the clip again. But tell us about, this new fleet you have.
Man, actually, it's been just an amazing journey. I've been doing transportation for over 14 years. Shout out to my guy, Gene Dexter. He actually gave me my first limo. My first limo was an 88 6-passenger. Straight up, he just gave it to me. And then from there, we went to a super stretch. From there, me and my guy Mike got into the party buses, and we've been rolling ever since. And the fleet has continually grown. And surviving through COVID was just major for us. It was a struggle, like for everybody. And thankfully, man, we have some incredible clients like Converge, who's definitely one of my favorite transportation customers. But big shout out to FedEx. I can't even front. Tammy, Steve, the whole crew at FedEx has been keeping us rolling hard since July. And that bus I've actually had for over 3 years.
Wow.
So before all the COVID and everything, I jumped and went into the coach bus. And I drove it back from Indianapolis, and just going through the process of getting it ready, COVID hit. So it was parked for a year and a half, and then we just brought it out, got it all fresh and new, and we're excited to load it up with some kids and passengers and go somewhere and do some great experiences.
Yeah, well, this is something that I just think is so phenomenal, because I know there's not many Black-owned transportation companies out there, and you've been rocking it hard, like you said, for 14 years, a true testament to your business acumen. But also, I think you've been like, look, we're going to get it through. We're going to make it happen. You've done a lot of different things over your career in transportation. Some stuff people don't even know, because you transported celebrities. You were like guy that they called when a lot of celebrities were coming into town. How has that been for you? Because it really just shines a marker on you being able to be like open. You've been there. You transport a lot of people.
No doubt. I think like one of my favorite things to do is to try to really just play the driver role. When I'm around celebrities, I don't speak on the record label, the music, the DJ, and other things I do. I just try to play that role while I'm in that role. And it always bleeds over. It's funny, like after they see kind of like when we're out and about, how people are reacting to me, they're like, wait a minute, man. Well, you got some other stuff going on. So I definitely got to say Rihanna was probably one of the best situations that I had. And of course, Snoop always works with us whenever we come to town. And it's just love. The word gets around. Like, you come to Seattle, you got to tap in with me. And it's an honor and pleasure to represent the city in that capacity.
Oh man, and you rep it well. And I gotta say, I got to see you repping it outside of the city, out there in Belize, man. I know I keep talking about it, but man, even out there, you were getting that same love. I don't know how you do it, Prez, but everywhere you go, you have this energy, man, where goodness just gravitates to you, bro.
I love the love I get in the city. Hands down, this is the town. But I feel like if you know, then you know. But when I go out of town and I get that type of energy, it's just a special type of vibe, because I know they don't know me, but they still feel that energy and I feel theirs. So yeah, we was in Belize, and I'm gonna keep talking about it. They're gonna be like, man, they will not let Belize go. We got TDUB on the show today. Had a crazy transportation situation down there where one of our guys almost went to jail while I was away. I step off to hit a corner, come back, and we almost had to bail Steve out of jail, for not wearing his mask. So yeah, it's been a beautiful journey. And I just love people. I love providing the service. I can't wait to get back to really doing like the trips we were taking, inner city kids, White River rafting, zip lining, like those. When we take we had like 250 young Black males that we go camping every weekend. Shout out to Kun Love and all the team that does that. Those are the ones that I cherish the most, more than the celebrities, more than the shows and the nationwide tours. It's when I'm with the kids. And that's why I'm so excited about today, because we got the kids here.
Yeah, we definitely do. And that brings me really to my next topic, because I didn't even know that you were like trained as, in the fire department. I didn't even know that side of you, man. You are a chameleon, bro, and you've been all over. So you actually have brought us fire safety tips in the winter as well, when we were talking about candles. And I actually learned a lot, because I am a candle lover. So I really appreciate you for bringing those tips to us. You have some new tips about space heaters that you want to make sure that we stay on top of. And again, as a new homeowner, I gotta tell you, I do have a space heater. My son has a space heater. So I'm looking forward to this information you're about to drop on us, man.
Okay, no doubt. So yeah, definitely. I got a space heater at the crib right now. And so I always like to share this information when I can. Fire safety tips from the Seattle Fire Department. Always remember that portable space heaters give at least your portable space heater 3 feet of clearance from all items. Never use an extension cord or a portable heater. Plug in the heater directly into a wall outlet. Make sure you turn off or unplug portable heaters before leaving the room and before going to bed. We want to make sure that we stay safe. There was a very unfortunate incident recently in the Bronx, New York. Shout out to all the victims and those that were involved in that horrible fire that lost the lives of 17 people and injured many. So let's be safe out here, all right?
Absolutely. We were just talking about this because, Besa mentioned it yesterday on the Rewind with Besa about Cardi B stepping up to provide funeral funds for all of the victims of that fire. Since she is from the Bronx, she grew up there. So she knows the tried and true. She knows that hardcore living. And shout out to everybody who's out there that, did lose their lives. But that was a space heater incident. Yeah, and I think people don't realize, like, man, space heaters can really cause damage. And so I love that you said that. There's some things now I got to go back home and make sure I'm doing properly with my space heaters, man. G.Prez, really appreciate it.
No doubt. My pleasure. And I love being down here rocking with you. You know how we get down. You already know what it is.
You know how we get. And I got to say, last time, and I told Omari this, I said, man, last time G.Prez hit me up with the beef anyhow. Now, for those of you that have never had it, man, I'm going to tell you, G.Prez is also whipping in the kitchen, man. Make sure the folks know how they can get up with you, your bus company, because I don't even know if we ever really shared that information. But if people are looking to do some private tours or get connected, maybe they have young kids and they want to, get connected with some of the things you have going on. I know you're trying to produce some excursions and things things like that. How do people get up with you?
Well, man, definitely tap in presidentialtranspo.com. Check out the website. We're developing some new experiences since, with COVID and everything. Having large groups together has definitely been minimized. So we're looking at doing small batch premium experiences, where it's wine tours, beer tours, just different sightseeing things. It's amazing how many people are from Seattle, but haven't been to some really cool things here in Seattle. So we want to take people on the road where you can buy a single ticket or 1, 2, 3 for a small group. Like as many people as I know, it's difficult for me to try to find 20 people with the same day available at the same time. So just me and a couple people can join on board, meet new people. A lot of new people are moving to Seattle and want to meet people. Great way to learn about the city, meet people in the city. So we're really excited about it, and we're hiring. So should have a little drop right there. We're looking for Class B CDO drivers with passenger endorsement. Check out the website, submit your information. We'd love to bring you on board. Come join the team. Be presidential with us.
There we go. Get presidential with you, man. G.Prez, always a pleasure. Always bringing that feel good energy. Appreciate you for joining me today.
Come on, all day.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Already starting off to a good start, you guys. And this good start is going to continue because up next we got the art queen of Converge, TDUB. She's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about Art of the Matter and a few other art installations in the city. TDUB's been out there checking them out. Stay tuned, you guys. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hey guys, Beta Gordon here, and before heading to Belize, Trae Holiday and I had to make sure we linked up with our good friends over at Market Street Shoes to, of course, grab a few things for the trip. From bags to socks, shoes, sunglasses, earrings, and more. Before going on any trip, make sure you stop at Market Street Shoes. Trust me, you'll find just what you need to make your trip not only enjoyable, but fashionable.
Many years ago, the young Romanov princess went missing. Now, a woman has appeared with no name and no past, but with the drive to discover her destiny. Her past is a mystery. Her future is an adventure. Anastasia, the Broadway musical.
Playing the Paramount Theater January 25th through 30th. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
Hey y'all, TDUB here, letting you know about another art funding opportunity. For Culture Recovery funding for individuals is available now, and here's what you need to know to apply. Are you a cultural producer who has been impacted by the pandemic? If you answered yes, but what is a cultural producer? Well, you are a cultural producer if your work, paid or unpaid, is dedicated to creating cultural experiences in any discipline or at any stage of your career. Some examples include exhibit designers, museums educations, archivists, restoration professionals, curators, history researchers, artists, of course, and more. In understanding that grant language can sometimes feel exclusive to specific people, using terms like cultural producer is one of the ways For Culture seeks to broaden its scope of applicants. In other words, this funding is for you. And look, the application fatigue is real. I get it, they get it. But the For Culture staff is here to walk you through it. They have grants from $1,000 to $12,000, so please don't miss out. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 2nd. Head to forculture.org/recovery to get information on virtual group workshops, application support, language translation, and more.
Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. You guys got to forgive me. Y'all know I do the Morning Update Show Monday through Thursday, so it is like muscle memory. It is embedded in my brain. But you guys know you're watching Feel Good Friday on this Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and joining me right now is my girl. This is Art Queen of Converge and host of Art of the Matter, TDUB. What's up, TDUB?
What's going on, Trae?
You guys, I gotta also say we didn't plan this green and yellow. TDUB was just on point today, and so was I. So that's just how that works.
It just happens like that. And as always, we got the fit check going
on.
The socks ready. We out here. Look good, feel good.
That's what I was gonna say. Last time we talked about it, man. Look good, feel good.
Absolutely.
And it's so true. It starts your day off right. I know for me, it's such a major part of it. You know, people are always like, oh my gosh, your outfit, but really it's a part of it all.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you be coming through, and
I try to.
I'm really looking forward to this discussion with you because, man, we've been talking about how much art has taken a hit during COVID,
Yes.
but you've been able to get out there in these streets a little bit and see some of these amazing art installations, art shows. Tell us a little bit about the first clip that you want to set up for us because, man, you've been out there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you know, some of us artists are staying pretty busy these days, and you know, 2022 is no exception. So just this past Thursday, we had Capitol Hill Art Walk up on Capitol Hill, and Brady and I visited the VMC Gallery to check out Sneak's new show called Graphitecture. So we got a little clip for you guys.
Sneak One, and we are inside of the Vivid Matter Collective gallery space on Pine Street in Capitol Hill, Seattle. We're here for my show here, which is called Graphitecture. I've combined graffiti and like a cut material, so to speak, and I've kind of built it up like you would build anything from design phase to finished works. I've been doing graffiti for about 28 years, mostly here in Seattle, like born and raised. Just to counter the spray paint on canvas thing, you know, I'd done a lot of spray paint on canvas and that kind of thing, and I wanted to do something that was different. You know, I was trying to work on something different, something a little more mature, maybe, if you will. The approach is similar to graffiti, as in like I hand draw everything. It also has to be hand drawn. It has to look like my work. And it still has to have that feeling after it's been like designed and then built. I bring that kind of approach to it, and I'm trying to be original, and I'm trying to do something kind of new. I've been trying to do this for a long time, and I recently got access to a really large machine that helps me with it. So I had to teach myself how to vector files and then get the work done and build it, you know, and assemble it. And that was kind of challenging as well. Each layer holds a different aspect of the piece because I wanted it to kind of go together, like no one layer tells a story. It has to all be seen together to get the full like sneak piece or the full effect of what it is. Yes, the color stuff I'm gonna get into a little later. I wanted to keep these pieces white because I wanted people to see the depth of the work and to see how the shadows play off of the white, and just go from here. This is like a starting point for it. We'll see. Shout out to the crew, shout out to DVS crew and EDK crew and all the people that helped me and answered a lot of my questions as far as like what the hell I was doing, like with the vectors and the graphics and how to do it. And yeah, just thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Come check the show out.
Whoa, amazing. Shout out to Sneak, the artist right there at Vivid Matter Collective in Capitol Hill. And honestly, TDUB, that's the first time I've ever seen 3D graffiti.
Yeah, there's a couple of artists doing it on the scene. Obviously, Sneak is a graffiti legend. He's the master at this thing. So if you've seen graffiti in the city, you've seen his work. He's incredible. And obviously, you know, being an artist for as long as he has, he's trying to think of ways to evolve his style. And the Graphitecture is what came of that. So we were super excited to be able to host him at the gallery. His show is up now, so make sure you stop by. We are at VMC Gallery, is right next door to Molly Moon's Ice Cream on Capitol Hill, so definitely stop by. I think he has 2 pieces that are still available for purchase, but his show is almost sold out as well, so he's doing pretty well. So shouts out again to you, Sneak.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's what you want to hear as an artist.
Absolutely.
I mean, if there's several pieces in the show and you only got 2 left, that's saying something for real. But also, I really appreciate what he said there about keeping them white so that people could really appreciate the depth of each piece.
Absolutely.
And how the shadows play off of that. I mean, honestly, this is why we talk about artistry as being so innovative, so bold, and culture driving. Like, I mean, you know, who would have known a decade ago that people would be doing 3D art pieces?
Right.
And also too, I you know, when it comes to graffiti, you know, the fact that now people are really appreciating it as an art form.
Absolutely.
Right. I think is also another story.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking it to the next level. Obviously, the mural, the desire for murals around cities, and the desire for that type of artistic activation publicly is on the rise. And so we have to look at styles like graffiti, which are known to be street styles, and figure out ways to bring them into, you know, the greater lexicon of the artistic conversation with regard to cities and stuff. And so I'm super happy to see people like Sneak and even some of the younger artists coming up, getting the chance to really like do this work that they love to do, but without the whole illegality part of it. You know what I mean? To be able to cultivate your craft in a way that is safe for you, you know, it's super important. And we're gonna see stuff like that. That's just it's going to take it to the next level. So let's keep that going.
Yeah. Well, you know, also for you as an artist yourself, you know, when you see this kind of bold innovation in artistry, I mean, how does that then inspire you to take some things back yourself in terms of your own creative process?
Definitely. I mean, seeing Sneak's work in person was mind blowing. You know, it's something that we all sort of like strive to get to with regard to evolving our styles. And like he said, like keeping the pieces white, being able to really interact with and understand the depth of what he's created. And again, the shadow play is just top notch. So yeah, it definitely inspires me. I'm inspired by everything. Everything is art to me, honestly. So I find inspiration in a lot of different things, but to see artists pushing the envelope in this way, it's definitely like, it adds a different fuel to the fire.
You know, I gotta say, I'm excited that you've been out there in the streets and that you can bring us pieces too, where we get to see these clips of you being out there. Shout out to Brady, amazing clip as always.
Shout out to you, Brady, as always.
Yeah. So tell us about this next clip, because you know, again, you know, our installations are happening, man. Our people are out there.
We are staying busy, self-included. So the next clip we're gonna see is a little spot on the latest mural that I've done. I actually just completed it. It exists at the Wild Rose Bar on Capitol Hill, and the Wild Rose is the country's oldest thriving lesbian bar. And so I was approached by Shelly Brothers, the owner, a few months ago to create a mural there. And we took the mural idea and turned it into something much bigger. And we are super excited about the work that we've been able to do. This spot talks about the mural specifically, but we have other stuff going on in the space that we're excited to share with the community. And yeah, lots going on. So let's check it out.
What up, y'all? TDUB here. I am currently on Capitol Hill at the Wild Rose Bar in Seattle. We are here today to show you a little bit of the process of the mural that I've been working on here. You know, with Shelly and Martha approaching me about painting a mural here at the Wild Rose. We've been brainstorming some ideas throughout, you know, the past few months, and this past December, I finally got a chance to get started. As you all might know already, or might not, it went from brainstorming just mural ideas to actually brainstorming some spatial rearrangements and interventions as well. And so it went from just a mural project to, you know, a full flip basically of the dance area space within the Wild Rose. And so for the past month, my partner Kayla Bailey, myself, and our good friend Sade Simone have been here working, you know, day in, day out to water the rose is what we're actually calling it. Shelly and Martha have been pivotal in, you know, maintaining space for women of the LGBTQ community. And, you know, the Wild Rose is the only lesbian bar in Seattle. It is the longest thriving lesbian bar in the country, asterisk. We don't know that for sure, but we are celebrating it as such because these spaces are so important and so near and dear to us. Obviously, Seattle has been going through a lot of change with regard to gentrification and development and things of that nature, and we're losing a lot of the places that we hold, you know, near and dear to us. It was important for us, again, to be able to be like, you know, a part of the Rose staying put. We actually had a party planned to celebrate the anniversary of the Wild Rose of 37 years, but because of COVID, we had to postpone that show. And we actually just met today and finally are able to finalize the new date of our anniversary show, which will be Valentine's Day weekend. So be sure to look out on Wild Rose's Instagram pages and social medias for more information on that. We'll have tickets going out really soon. We would love if you guys could come through, see the space, check it out, see what we've done here. But yeah, the mural's coming along pretty nicely. I'm excited to get it finished, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Oh my goodness, T-Dub. Yes,
here.
and yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody over there at the Wild Rose for reaching out to you and you guys being able to collaborate on such an amazing piece. Looks like I got some work to do. I got to get up to Capitol Hill. There's now some stuff I got to go see.
Yeah, Capitol Hill is popping when it comes to the art scene, definitely. And again, like, shouts out to my partner Kayla and our good friend, producer, performer extraordinaire Sade Simone. The three of us, you know, took on this Watering the Rose. Basically, I'm thinking of it as like an initiative, you know what I mean, to make sure that the spaces that we love and enjoy stay where they are, and being a part of the solution again of keeping these spaces, you know, and being able to, you know, enjoy them in the ways that we need to. So I'm super excited about everything that we've done. We have some more stuff to come. Again, the big reveals are going to be our Valentine's Day celebration parties. So definitely come out to that if you can. Yeah, we're doing it, man. Super exciting.
You know, it really is. And also too, when you get to infuse your art in, you know, a cultural hub that is also a part of you.
Absolutely.
Right? Like that to me it's like a trifold there.
Definitely.
You know, not only are you able to water the rose with this amazing piece,
Yeah.
right? But, you know, continuing the legacy of one of the, you know, longest running lesbian bars in the country.
Yeah.
I will take that. I will claim it too.
Yes.
And also, you know, the fact that it's like, man, this is a part of moving culture forward in this like cultural hub space where, you know, it's always been that space for, you know, our LGBTQ to like, hey, come here and be themselves.
Yeah. And it's a huge difference between, you know, having a night at a space and having a space that is made for you. You know what I mean? Like, we can pop in the Wild Rose at any time. You know, it's always there. It's where everybody knows your name, right?
Yeah.
So, to be a part of that history, to be a part of that legacy, to be able to bring my art to the other factions of my life, right? Because talk about intersections, Black, queer, woman, artist, you know, like the list goes on. So, you know, we are a very a small but mighty group, and you know, we like to show up as much as we can in the ways that we feel are important.
I just love this. It just gave me warm fuzzies all over. I gotta say, because well, I always say this every time you're on. I'm like, I'm a huge fan.
Thank
you know this, and so really, I look forward to being able to see this, man. I'm really willing that I can make it down there because, you know, for me, it's also about celebrating people in our community who are doing the work, doing great work, really, and moving things forward. So thank you so much, T-Dub.
Thank you, Trae.
Well, you know, I mean, we can't let you go without talking about Art of the Matter. We know you have a premiere coming up later on this month, and just tell us a little bit more about, you know, this first episode and really what you're looking forward to doing with this series.
Absolutely. So once again, the Art of the Matter, the new show, the new baby at Converge Media, will be premiering this Monday. I am so very excited. Shout out to Brady, who I've been working on this show with. You know, we're in editing mode right now. So as soon as I leave here, I'm back on the computer trying to, you know, put everything together nice and pretty for y'all. But again, super excited for this show. Super excited for our first episode featuring Moses' son, who is an amazing abstract artist. He and I had a conversation, and you know, this show was going to be what shows that. And again, it's just Art of the Matter is a show about artist conversations from the artist perspective. So, you know, being able to talk about the nuances of being an artist in this time, you know, obviously, again, we've spoke about a little earlier, the amount of mural art that's going up in the world, the amount of public art that's being, you know, championed through the city sector. We are the people that have to show up to those calls. We are the people who are applying for these grants. And so being able to have conversations with one another and relate and just release, honestly, about what, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what this time is what Art of the Matter it seeks to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it, T-Dub, because honestly, you know, as I've been saying, it is so important that we understand how much art is also such a major part of history.
For sure.
And we are definitely in a time right now that needs to be captured,
For
right?
sure.
In all different kinds of realms. And so I just appreciate every artist out there who is taking this time to be inspired and infusing what we're seeing in the streets into their artwork. I think it's so important that we have all of this kind of cemented through a wide variety of perspectives, of diversity, of wide ranges, and art is just such a huge part of that.
Yeah. The one thing that comes up in my mind right now is thinking about, what if you had an opportunity to talk to Picasso? What if you had an opportunity to talk to Renzo Piano or any of the artists, you know, of that time, Michelangelo, you know, the list goes on. What if we had an opportunity to really see and understand their perspective, like that is my hope for what this show is, being able to, hear from the artists what they want you to know of the work that they create. A lot of the times art is just something that you experience, but to be able to take it to another level of having conversation and finding the depth, behind, the things that you see, it's just like so important to me. And so that's why I felt like this show needed to happen. It needed to happen now. And it's coming out on Monday.
Monday night, January 24th.
Yes.
Anywhere that you guys are seeing Converge Media right now, you guys will be able to see the art of the matter with host extraordinaire TDUB herself, our art queen over here at Converge. TDUB, thank you so much for joining me on Feel Good Friday today. Always appreciate your presence.
Thank you. Likewise.
Absolutely. You guys, I'm telling you, I told you this show was going to be lit today. Up next after this short break, I'm bringing in Miss V. Miss Lopez is coming up next to the set from the Teaching with Love and Care. It's an amazing educational institution. They are doing some phenomenal work. I can't wait to dive into it with her and how she's been experiencing these amazing young kids that are over here on our set. You guys, I can't wait till the end because we're going to try to bring them all on so you guys can see them. Stay tuned. You guys are watching Feel Good Friday.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here with some much needed information about what's happening in our communities when it comes to COVID-19 in 2022. Omicron is actually the latest COVID-19 variant and honestly is hitting our local communities and hospitals pretty hard. You can help out by 1, making sure you are vaccinated, 2, making sure you have your booster, and 3, simply masking up. As we learn more about COVID-19, we're also learning more about how the vaccine works best. A booster shot 2 to 5 months after your COVID-19 vaccine significantly improves protection against COVID and its many variants. If you need a COVID-19 vaccine or a booster, there are free options for transportation and childcare that are available. To learn more about all of your options and where you can get your booster shot, go to kingcounty.gov/COVID/vaccine.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands. Culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love, spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
We invite you to be our guest at Disney's Beauty and the Beast. It's a tale as old as time. In a brand new production by the Fifth Avenue Theater. Return to the magic of live theater with one of the most enchanting musicals of all time. Disney's Beauty and the Beast at the Fifth, January 12th to February 6th. Tickets at fifthavenue.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and you guys don't even know how long I've been waiting for the opportunity to bring Teaching with Love and Care on to the show. I'm so excited to have Miss V, Miss Lopez, in the building with me. Hey, Miss V.
Hey, what's up? Feel Good Friday. So thankful to be here, and I'm so grateful to have all my students here. Shout out to TLC.
Yeah. Shout out to TLC indeed. And you know what? I just got to say, my son has been with TLC for the last 3 years, I think, almost, since really his preschool. Like he was in kindergarten. Now he's in second grade. So yeah, kindergarten, first grade, now second grade. And I am just so amazed at what you guys are doing. I want to talk to you about your experience because you've been a tutor. You've been involved in Seattle Public Schools. My good friend Justin, shout out to Mr. J out there. He was like, I know Miss V, and he's been my mom's friend for decades. And I'm like, what? You know Miss V? So I was like, oh, Miss V's been out here. Tell us a little bit about your experience at TLC.
You know, I always wanted to come and work with individuals and specifically groups of educators who understood the fact that as a child, there's so much you can teach them until they kind of resist some, because they genuinely have so much to give that they're in an open field. You can teach them so much. But if you can't get down to the level of seeing them as a human being, seeing them as a whole person, then it's going to be really hard to teach them anything. Because the number one thing I've learned in my experience in any education setting is, in order, relationship precedes learning. So you have to have a relationship with the child, and they have to feel safe enough with you in order for them, for their mind and their heart to open up to you. And wherever I've gone, I've taken that from, shout out to Patricia McDonald. She's the one who taught me that, my educator from Highline College. That's really it. When I get to them, when I talk to them, when I've talked, to your son too, I remember in the beginning, there's this resistance like, no, but once they get to know me and they realize like, I genuinely care. How are you doing? Is my question. How is your heart? And they're like, what are you asking? What do you mean? I thought you're supposed to teach me words, reading, writing. I'm like, I am here to maybe do that, but I care more about the individual, the person, the child. And with TLC, it's what I've been able to do. One of the biggest things I teach them is, I'm here to love you, which we created a little chant, about that. Like, my job here is to love you, because along the line, you will learn the reading, you will learn the writing, but I don't know what you go home to. I don't know what you've been through in your life, or what, type of patterns have been passed down to you, that you may somehow feel somewhere deep inside of you that you're not loved, that you're not lovable. And if there's one thing you're going to take from me, is that I love and respect you no matter who you are and what you do.
You know what? The approach to me is really above par. I mean, this is what we talk about in community when we talk about treating the whole person, and really bringing that entire approach into an educational environment is key. You came on and it's like, all right, the kids are going to be learning Spanish now. And I was like, yes, I'm so for it, because I think it really is. They're at a pivotal time in their life where they're just sponges and they can take to it. And so the fact that you have that caring approach with it, I think is really key. But you're also like able to now teach them a whole new culture and language that is, I think, also expanding their experience. Tell us how that is. I know we have a couple photos someone will put up there, but tell us how it is for you to be with them and in that way be like, you know what, I'm going to also expand your horizon here and bring in a new culture with Spanish.
I know in the beginning, it was one of those pieces where, again, there was that resistance of like, man, Spanish, they didn't understand, but little by little, it was, you're coming. That continuous, you're consistent. Okay, I'll be here. And they went from, learning how to count, learning to they're writing sentences, they're speaking it. I've literally been in tears to really sit there and have them read back to me in English. And it just makes me feel not necessarily proud of myself, but proud of how much I was pushed to continue learning to keep my Spanish, because not everybody keeps their Spanish just because you are Mexican, which by the way, I'm Mexican. And to watch them grow and continuously come back, and I teach them and I'm like, maybe they're not picking it up, but when I'm assessing them, if they picked it up, I'm like, okay, I have first graders, second graders, third graders, fourth graders reading, writing, and telling me back Spanish. Like, are you kidding me? It is such a powerful moment for me to just continue that legacy on, not just to my children, but to the children who show up and are here open to pick up the learning lesson. And again, I'm just proud of look, they're pushing it. I'm there. I'm like, Ms. V is hard. She is tough love, but she loves you from the core, and they know it. My students know it. So I'm excited for you guys to see a little bit more about it.
Yeah. Well, this is for me. I am a parent of a student there at TLC. So I really get to reap the benefits of him growing as a young person, a young man, like understanding himself from the core and how education is a part of his own growth. It is something very specific about you guys' approach. And I want to take it back to something too, because you also are really involved in health and wellness here at TLC. And so you guys do a multitude of things. You guys are doing meditation and yoga. You guys are doing chakra work and positive affirmations, all these things that again kind of go back to that holistic model of teaching them about themselves. But you really have expanded my understanding too about really relieving some of that trauma that you talked about that you may not even know is there, with your approach as well. And bringing that into this environment, I think, is a whole nother layer to what these kids are experiencing. Tell us about that health and wellness piece and your background in it that made you say, you know what, this is something we can bring here to the not just to the students, but to the families.
For sure, for sure. And my biggest philosophy has really been, I can't necessarily help you deal or teach you something if I'm not actually doing it myself, and my biggest thing has been addressing my own trauma, which, coming from alcoholic backgrounds, coming from an immigrant family, not speaking the languages, there's just so many, boxes or labels that you could put of things, being a survivor of all sorts of different abuse, all of those things I've had to address and confront myself through so many different layers. I went through the spirituality, through the religious piece, through so many different types of counseling, through so many different things until I finally found what for me worked, which is the emotion code, which I also got certified in it. And I'm a certified emotion code practitioner. What it really comes down to is going back to the root. It's not, why is this student acting up or why are they having an attitude? Is what happened to you, what happened to the child, or who passed this trait down to you as a child, and going into that. And so in some of the sessions, I have actually extended as part of the program to some of the students in which I have those sessions. And all we do is tap into the subconscious. You don't have to convert to anything. It's simply, we sit down, we connect to your emotional body, and we ask, is there a trapped emotion? And what is a trapped emotion? Is there a trapped emotion we can release today? What is the trapped emotion? The trapped emotion is, what was that experience, that moment in which something happened to you, or that first time that you felt that emotion, whether it was neglect, whether it was, sadness, whether it was any emotion. And so we go back, and sometimes it is the child who felt it, and sometimes it's actually the parent who felt it and passed it on during, pregnancy, or it's sometimes a great grandparent who passed it on. And so for me, I bring that back constantly when I'm looking at the kids, and I talk to the parents, and I say, you know what? Let's work together, because I'm not taking personal the behavior. I want to know what happened so that we can go to the root and take it away from the root. And that way we don't have this recurring problem in the future. And now this pattern that showed up in infancy, or your great grandparent or your father had it and passed it down to you. Now you don't have to pass it on. And so when I'm here with the kids, like I said, I'm here, and I've told, Catrice, I'm like, I'm here to heal whoever wants to be. I'm here to heal your family, because my feeling is I am love. And that's who I believe I am. That's what I stand for. That's what I give. That's what I come from. That's my source. And so I'm here to give that, to spread that. What you do, what others do with that love of mine that I give, that's your karma, baby. That's up on you. But I came to be what I came to be, and I've been protected and guided ever since. So again, I'm just grateful that I get to work with these kids on that level of healing their emotional bodies, because I lived it as a parent. My child last year, she was a different kid. And this year, my goal was, I just wanted her to feel like part of a community again, to heal her heart, to heal her emotional body, because I knew the learning will come after, and it has. But it isn't until we address what we've gone through. The trauma isn't necessarily what happened to us, but what we did, what happened inside of us that we kept or we didn't share. And I'm here to poke that little balloon and let it all out.
Yeah. It's phenomenal the way you explain that, because I think it's definitely something that's missing from, majority of our educational institutions. And, we talk about it all the time. We see these things on the rise, diagnoses of ADHD and all of these other kind of things that then it's always trying to take it from a medical perspective when really there is some healing that needs to be done. And if we focused on healing our students and healing our young folks, we would really see some phenomenal results out of that, which I think you guys are really exemplifying at TLC. And, so I just thank you so much. I say it to you privately all the time. And I promised myself I would not get emotional when you guys came on today, because I'm always so grateful, because I've really seen a Johnny, my son, just grow in such a phenomenal way where he really appreciates the world around him, how he shows up in that world, appreciating the connections he has to other people. All of these things are so critical as we talk about, really treating young folks as these whole persons. So Miss B, I just thank you for everything that you bring to the TLC environment. I know Miss Catrice was doing it all on her own for a while there, and then you came in like an amazing addition to everything going on. So thank you again, and thank you for coming on today. This was a great discussion. Love getting into it, and love being able to tap in. If there's some audience members who may be looking, I know you do this as a side practice as well. If there's people that are looking to figure out how to connect with you maybe and understand some of this emotional trauma and relieving it through the practice that you do, let the folks out there know. You can look right there in that camera and let them know how they can connect with you.
For sure. Go ahead, reach me on my IG, Instagram, Being the Guide. Just spell it, Being the Guide. And like I said, my goal here is to just be the guide. I'm not here to heal you. I'm here to show you the light, that you are the light, and I'm just going to guide you through that and meet you there. So, Being the Guide on Instagram, Miss V, that's my name. So here I am. Thank you again so much for the opportunity, and I look forward to continuing growing with all of you. So thank you.
Miss V in the building. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I told you guys that this program is phenomenal. It's coming through in a way that is unlike any other. And after this short break, I get to sit down with Miss Catrice herself, Miss Catrice Dennis, phenomenal human being who really said, you know what, I think that I have something to bring to the educational environment, and I'm going to do it in this phenomenal way. Can't wait to dive into it with her after this short break. Stay tuned. You guys are watching Feel Good Friday.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here, and before heading to Belize, Trae Holiday and I had to make sure we linked up with our good friends over at Market Street Shoes to, of course, grab a few things for the trip. From bags to socks, shoes, sunglasses, earrings, and more. Before going on any trip, make sure you stop at Market Street Shoes. Trust me, you'll find just what you need to make your trip not only enjoyable, but fashionable.
Many years ago, the young Romanov princess went missing. Now, a woman has appeared with no name and no past, but with the drive to discover her destiny. Her past is a mystery. Her future is an adventure. Anastasia, the Broadway musical.
Playing the Paramount Theater January 25th through 30th. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands. Culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love, spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
Welcome back, everybody, to Feel Good Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday, and I'm so elated to have Miss Catrice Dennis on with me today. Thank you so much for joining.
Yay, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm just feeling the love. Thank you for having us. The children were excited today. I'm excited, Miss V. So Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you and I have now been connected for a few years.
Yes.
And, you know, honestly, the minute that it was a funny story how I even found you, because it was just so happened to be that my son's bus stop for Ashe Prep was in front of your old storefront, TLC. It was right on 312th and Federal Way. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. This is like a after school. Is this like a before and after school program? I didn't know exactly what you were doing in there. So I just knocked on the door one day. I'm like, hey, my son has early release on Fridays. Like, could he just come here? Like, how much do I have to pay you for him to come here and be here? And since then, we've been building this amazing relationship. And COVID hit. And then you were like, you know what? I got to do something different. I'm going to do something different. And I want to talk about you as an educator, because you already had, I didn't even know your history. Then I found out, oh no, we know Miss Catrice. Oh yeah, we know Catrice. So tell us a little bit about your beginnings in education.
Gosh, I've been in education for over 10 years. I started off in AmeriCorps, and I started off at the school TOPS, K-8, and I've just been working with the students ever since then with social emotional work. And that's when I really got the insight of how important it is to tap into their beingness, because the principal came to me and was showing me just how much of an improvement the students were making that I was working with just by tapping into their social emotional. So it started then, and I said, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do, right? So I went back to school. I graduated from Antioch, got my master's in education, and I was like, okay, this is my path. But I was like, I don't want to necessarily teach in a traditional way. So what am I going to do? So then I went to different places. I taught at First Place, which was one of the first charters here in Seattle. And I was like, okay, this is cool. So I was working with the special ed children. I was working within the classrooms as an aide. And then I brought in the affirmation piece to the children. That's how we started off our morning every day there at First Place. And it was just really powerful. Then I ended my year there as teaching fifth grade. So I had the fifth graders, and we did a lot of experiential type of learning. So that was powerful. They started a school store. We had a business, and that was like our curriculum. And then there was just some changes, and, you know, things happened. So I said, okay. And I was looking at the kindergartners and just seeing how sometimes children can be mean to one another. And I would just take the moment to stop. It's not just say sorry. Let's make sure the person is okay. Just trying to build that empathy into the child. And so one day I was like, okay, Spirit, like, what am I supposed to do? And I just heard you're supposed to help children be good human beings, right? So I said, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And I worked in another place, and I just saw, again, it was the same patterns no matter where I went. I went to a private school. I was working with young people there, and that was a different kind of demographics, but I was just noticing that children were just really hurting. And whenever we would do affirmations, I would always have a child who would cry because they couldn't think of anything nice to say about themselves, right? This was as young as kindergarten. And I said, okay, well, this is a real issue. So how can we get to the learning when the child is suffering emotionally inside, right? So then that became my focus. And I said, okay, I'm going to take this risk. And I put all my little savings together, and I said, I'm going to start my own program. And the emphasis is really on love and providing a loving environment for each child to experience their learning, right? So it's not just about teaching them what to think, but it's teaching them how to think and providing those tools that they need just to be good beings on this planet. It doesn't matter what field you're going into, we need good people in those fields. So if you feel good, you're going to do good. And that's going to transfer in all areas of your life. So I said, well, our focus is going to make sure that our children are surrounded by love, and then we'll focus on the academics. And we have just seen tremendous growth by taking that approach.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I talk about this program like everywhere I go, and it's so interesting because I run into parents often who say, "My God, like, how can I get my kid in that program? Okay, I've got to figure some things out. I need to figure out how I'm going to get them the federal way. Maybe they're in Seattle, maybe they're up north." But the idea that you're doing something that is groundbreaking in terms of the educational environment and a different way of thinking about pedagogy that really centers care and love, as you said, as the ethos for how you're going to move and everything you do. I mean, these children start off their day by telling you how they're feeling.
Yes.
And so that you can meet them where they are. Already, I mean, you guys did a home visit with me, and I'm like, what? You know, I mean, a Johnny gets to express how he's feeling, because I know my son, and when he wakes up, it can be a wide range of emotions. And so you guys start off there, but then you really take them through so many different things that I think are really talking about them and how they feel. And then you guys are meeting them where they are. But then you pair that with this mastery approach for academics, which also keeps them growing academically. So it's not, you really are breaking the mold for me of sometimes in education, people think it has to be an either or. And you're like, nope, it's a both and we're going to do all of it. So I want to talk about this because, you know, you had the storefront, then COVID hit, and you had this amazing idea. So we have some pictures here of the bus. I just got to say, because you said, you know what? No, you had the opportunity to buy this bus, to retrofit the bus. Tell us about all of that.
So look, COVID hit. We were in that building. Everyone was staying home. It was a stay-at-home order, and I just had to get out that lease. And then I started in my car, and I was like, okay, I'm going to meet the children, and then we're going to just have our one-on-one type of session. Then I was carrying all this stuff out the car, just unloading. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And so again, I just got the divine guidance to get a bus. Okay, I'm going to get a bus. So I was telling, you know, my family, I'm going to get this bus. And my dad was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I got the bus, and my family really chipped in, and we fixed the bus up. We remodeled it, gutted it out, and we built it up into this beautiful, magical school bus, as we call it. And it has been one of the best things ever, because it has allowed us to truly make our community and the world our classroom. So we're not just stuck inside the building. We are out in nature. We are enjoying life. And I'm telling you, like, there is healing in nature, and the children get to experience this, and they get to get reconnected to nature, which is reconnecting them to themselves. We were just out in nature yesterday at the wetlands, and the kids were like, oh, I just love nature. And I was like, yes, how does it make you feel? And they were just expressing how it made them feel happy, and how they felt loved, and how we have to love nature and take care of nature. And I was like, yes. So this is like, it has been tremendous. We have been at the beaches, we're at the state parks, we are at the wetlands, we're at the farm. I mean, we get to truly experience our education and our learning. And that's one thing that we're doing here. We're redefining what education looks like, right? Yeah. We have been in this mold of this is what it is because this is what, you know, we've all experienced. But no, like, we get to define what that is, and most of all, what that feels like. Like, our children get to feel their learning. And now it's transitioned into, like, they are taking ownership of their learning. There's times that Johnny was like, are we gonna do math today? Like, you know, where do kids ask you that they're gonna do their work? Yeah, we're gonna do math. We're gonna read? Yeah, we're gonna read. Let's get to it, you know? So they are taking ownership, and they love to learn. It's just this whole cycle of just starts with love, and it goes all over. They're having a love for themselves, love for learning, love for nature, love for one another. And a lot of times people shy away from that word love, you know, in our systems, but that's what's missing, right? Oh. I used to tell people, you can hire teachers and they can go through these trainings, but you can't teach people how to care. Right? Yeah. That's something that is innate. That's something that you have to, like, really have inside of you, right?
I just gotta say, it permeates through everything you're doing. I mean, so I get to do this amazing list of additional things because not only are you taking the kids out in nature, but you're also taking them through some amazing experiences. They've been doing African drumming. They've been doing karate with a black sensei, someone that looks like them. They've been able to do swim classes so that they can learn swimming. They're now about to embark on archery classes. You have been, you literally spent a summer program at the farm where they were learning about farming, the animals, how to care for the animals, how to be a farmer. My son came back and told me, I want to be a farmer, Mom. And I was just elated because I'm like, we need more farmers. Like, why our kids do not get to experience all of these different things. And Catrice, I am so in awe. I'm just so in awe of everything that you have done.
Thank you, Trae.
I mean that because my son is a beneficiary of it. And so many families out there need it because we are talking about this educational gap. We talk about it all the time right here on Converge Media. And you at TLC, you are really paving a new pathway. And I think you're really creating not only just great human beings, but people that are seeing themselves as a part of this larger collective of society that now they get to bring their best selves to the whole collective and for community. So you know what? I can't thank you enough for everything you're doing. I wish I had all day to talk to you because you're doing phenomenal work. I want to make sure that you look right there in the camera. If there's families out there that are like, man, I didn't know that this existed. I need to figure out how to get my kid there. Please, right there, and let them know how they can connect with you and TLC.
Yes, please. You guys, we always talk about just having our children experience learning in a different way. We know a lot of times that the traditional setting is not working for our children. If that's what you feel like, you can reach me at teachingwithlovingcare@gmail.com, or our website is www.teachingwithlovingcare.com. So we are here for you, and really we are putting you and your child in the center of your learning. So you get to work with us. We are the facilitators of learning, right? You guys get to work with us and partner with us because you are an important part of your child's life and their development. And we want to like transfer that power back to you. So I look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, TLC can't wait to have you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
TLC. You have to love me. Yeah.
Woo! You guys, we got to bring these young folks on. Before we let you go today, we're a little bit over time, but I got to make sure later on this weekend, we also have Weird at Night. Let's go ahead and roll that clip. That's happening on Saturday at 10 p.m. Our friends will be joining us next Friday. Can't wait to dive into the show with them. And also 7 p.m. on Sunday, we got Truly Unruly with the True Fonts. Check those programs out this weekend right here on Converge. Come on, you guys. You guys are going to get to say bye with us. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on, Solomon.
Everybody. Come on, Solomon.
Come on,
yay. We got you. We got everybody out here on the camera. Come on, T-Dub, join us. Everybody. Yay, yay. Everybody is here. You guys, thank you so much for watching Feel Good Friday. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. We'll be back next Friday. And until Monday at 11 a.m. Peace.